So I just wanted to show you how to set up a crate for your puppy to try to keep them as happy as possible, particularly at night, but anytime you're putting them in a crate. Your crate should be like Disney World. All of their most favorite things in the world should be in there, and that should be pretty much the only time they get some of these things. We do start with a snuggle puppy. It's got the heartbeat puppy in there. So we put their puppy in, and then we put in some of their favorite chews, and we try to put in a stuffed enrichment toy. So this can be a Kong or any kind of stuffable toy. And if you Google Kong recipes, there are 1,000 recipes online. This one has peanut butter and kibble and some of the pop herrings on there. We put that in there, and of course, a bunch of treats. This is a really good time for treats. So we put treats in the crate with the little puppies. With the big puppies, we'll just use like one treat, but with the little puppies, these crumble up. So I'm gonna crumble it in the crate so they have a whole bunch of things to go after. I'm giving them 2 treats, and they can go in there and eat their treats. I do have a cover on the crate because most puppies tend to want to feel like they're safe in a den. So we'll put the puppy in there and then cover the puppy. So let's go get a puppy and see how it works. Okay, so we're gonna do a little demo here. Norman's gonna help us. This is Norman, say hi Norman. So what I'm gonna do, this is how we would do it if Norman just came home tonight. I open the door to the crate and I put him down so he can see it. And I say, Norman, get in the crate, good boy. And he goes right in. We're not gonna call him from across the room. We're not gonna expect a lot. If he has a little trouble, we just kind of push his butt gently, and then you close the crate. He's gonna eat all of his goodies. It's gonna take him between 5 and 15 minutes, and that's probably when you'll hear the first fussing. So he may fuss after about 5 to 15 minutes. That's totally normal. He just realized that his treats are gone and he's alone in the crate. So what you want to do at that point is let him know that he's not really alone. Come to the crate and talk to him and say, it's okay, Norman, everything's good. And if he gets really bad, just put your fingers in the crate, okay? And just sit there with him. You don't even have to say anything, and you can put his crate, ideally the first night to 3 nights, you know, depending on how long they take to settle in. Put them right next to your bed. Put them on a stool or a little table so that they're at the same height as your bed, so they kind of feel like they're sleeping with you. Hey, Norman. And that way, if he fusses at night, you can just put your hand in, okay? And there's regular fussing, and then if they wake up in the middle of the night and sound really, really panicked, that could be a potty emergency. So you can take them out, but if that happens and they don't go, it wasn't a real potty emergency, so the next night you can't do that, or they're gonna learn to stay up, to wake up in the middle of the night and go out and play. Okay, so you got to be a little bit judicious about potty emergencies, and that's it. He's still pretty good. Like I said, he'll probably fuss in a few minutes. He's eating his little stuffed toy, but he's doing great. He's been very good in his crate. He's slept with me the last couple of nights. He slept right next to my bed, and he fussed for just a couple of minutes. It wasn't very loud, and they're like babies. You got to let them self-soothe. And let him go to sleep and learn how to settle down on his own, and he's doing great. So there's Norman. He probably won't even come out of his crate now because he's busy with his toys. And his crate is like his bedroom. It's his safe spot. It's his space. It's not for punishment. And you just want it to be like Disney World for him. So he's having a good time in his crate. Good boy, Norman. So we teach the puppies to sit as an automatic sit and as a form of impulse control. So they'll come to me and they know to sit down to either get a treat or get pet. We don't want them jumping, and that's the purpose of teaching them like this. We have started with some of them introducing the sit command, but don't expect them to sit on the command. You can just simply say to them, sit about now, and then they will sit for you, and they'll learn the command pretty quickly, but they do an automatic sit. So watch, he'll follow me, and he's going to just sit. I didn't say anything to him, he just sat for me. So that's an automatic sit, and we do a recall with their name, because that's a safety issue. If you're calling your dog in an emergency, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to say Norman, or whatever your dog's name is, and call your dog, and then say your here or your come command. But you want them to recall to their name in an emergency situation. For leash training, it's nothing fancy. They just follow on a leash. It's not fancy obedience, and they'll just walk with you on a loose leash. You want to give them treats every so often so that they have a reason to keep going with you. Stop and let them sit and give them treats and reward them and tell them they're good. And just keep up with the leash training. We do teach a wait command at the door. It's a safety issue for puppies and dogs so that they don't run out in traffic or wherever and get hurt. It's important for you to keep up with this, like with everything else. We start your puppies off right, but you do have to continue the work at home and help them keep learning. Come on, buddy. Your puppy should also sit quietly to wait for dinner.